Hello everybody, this is James with Jammin Classics again. Today we've got some more questions that we're going to try to answer and a few topics that we're going to cover. And if you like what you're seeing, please subscribe to our channel and don't forget to hit the like button on any of these videos that you like. Well, the tire technology is there's a lot to tire technology. I mean, I'm no expert, but I do have some training and some background in tires, and the tire sizes, the quality of the compounds. I mean, they're always changing to meet the demands of the more modern automobiles. Back in the day of classics, tires were pretty simple. As long as they were round and would hold air and get you down the road, that was usually good enough, But as the performance level and technology of the cars changed, so did the tire. It had to. I can't imagine running a tire from the 60s on a current 2020 model or 2021 model car. For one, you wouldn't find any that would fit, but if it did fit and you had the same technology, they wouldn't even be the same car. I mean, you just couldn't. The tire has had to change in compound and structure and ride qualities and duration and there's so many levels that it's had to change to keep up with the technology of the automobiles. I think, compounds have a lot to do with how many miles you get on a tire. I think they're also searching for the best and most efficient compound and tread design and everything of a tire to help some of the newer cars, achieve even higher, MPGs and than the old cars did. So there's and who knows where it's going, with all the electric cars and, I mean, I guess eventually sometime after I'm long gone, cars may not even need tires anymore. They may just hover, so who knows, or run on tracks or something, or, it's going to be interesting. I probably won't be here to see it, but I'll be looking down.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah, I mean, whether on any of these older cars, I think that for one, like I've mentioned before in our other videos, I think these classics have done their time. They need to be protected, preserved. That all falls back to whether you're building one for preservation or if you're building one to drive every day. Okay, so. Obviously, these cars did their time back in the day, driving through ice and snow and mud and rain and every kind of element that they could be put through, and they survived. So that says something for them. Now, if you're forced to have to drive one now in the weather or the inclement weather, then I guess anything can be done as long as you take care of it, keep it clean. And not just drive it and just leave it, filthy. Just, clean it back up and it'll do the job. I mean, they did back in the day, and the weather hasn't changed, not really. I mean, they say climate, the climate change, that just changes the frequency and maybe the how, and maybe how severe sometimes it gets. But I think, these cars can handle it. I wouldn't drive mine in bad weather. It'd be a sunshine only car, But well, if it's been in storage all winter and these temperatures have gone up and down a lot, it depends on how good a storage you've had the car stored in. If it's been in a climate controlled environment, you know, you're probably just fine. Obviously, you're going to know to you know, disconnect your batteries and make sure you have all the proper fluids and everything in the vehicle, you know, before you store it up. But if you've got one like in a open air or a boat storage type thing, or under a carport or something like that, then that's probably one of the worst things you can do for one of these cars, because as temperatures go up and down constantly in the winter time, and I know you know how, you know, when temperature changes a lot real quick, how things sweat, okay? Whether it be concrete or your garage floor, just dew and sweat on the outside of the car. Well, that's due to rapid temperature changes, and that can affect you know, an older car, you know, that's not being driven drastically. So, you know, because the motor block, the inside of the motor is sweating. Your automatic transmissions, they can sweat. Anything that is allowed to have oxygen around it, that moisture in the oxygen can be pulled out and turned to sweat inside the motor. So you get this moisture buildup inside your engine, you get it inside of an automatic transmission, you get it in the rear end with, you know, the exposed metal surfaces. It can cause rust. You know, so it's real important to you know, to at least fire one up, let it completely get warmed up and everything periodically, you know, to keep those moistures out of the engine and transmission. Transmissions, automatics, can be damaged by any kind of water or sweat, because all of the friction material that's you know, on the bands and clutches inside those transmissions are all, you know, bonded to the metal surfaces with a water-based adhesive. So the sweat can affect the bonding of those materials on those metal surfaces in there, and can cause damage to the transmission. So it's a good idea to keep them in as much of a climate controlled as possible. If that's not available, then at least run them, and you know, but even if you can't drive down the road, put the automatic in drive, and just sit there with it in drive, and then cycle it through several of the gears, so that the pump is sending fluid all through the transmission. The smoke and vapor that you get out of an exhaust, when say it's a cold morning and you crank your car up and you get all the vapor coming out of your exhaust, that's the water buildup that's inside the motor that is being turned to steam and is being expelled out of the exhaust. So it happens on the new cars, it happens on the old cars, but if you don't start the old cars, it stays in the motor and can rust surfaces. So it's not good. Hey guys, I appreciate you tuning in today, and you know, be sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you know, like all the videos, the ones that you like, and you know, send us questions, email us, whatever you'd like to do. We'd be glad to include them in our segments. And I appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll see you guys later. Thanks.